welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Now, we're very proud here at Mock the Week of how we tackled many of the big issues this series. Elves, releasing Catholic children into the wild, and luring Saddam into the Big Brother house. All the big stories. But here's some stuff you won't have seen before, plus some of our favourite moments. Good evening, hello, Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Well, since we've seen you last, shouldn't have just done that in a chatty, improvised kind of a way. I've managed to lose where I was. Time now for If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board, 6 categories. Gina, what would you like?
I'm going to go for social affairs.
OK, social affairs. The answer is 265 million. Gina, what is the question?
How much did Wayne Rooney's girlfriend spend yesterday in New Look?
What is the worst ever opening guess in The Price is Right?
Is it 2 rabbits went down a hole a week ago? How many rabbits are in that hole now?
If a peerage costs 50 grand, how much is King of the World?
Is it how many injuries has Johnny Wilkinson had?
If bird flu mutates on Monday, how many will be dead by Friday?
Is it when the machines finally take over, how many humans will die in the first 24 hours in what the machines will later refer to as the Great Adjustment?
A slightly less apocalyptic one by any chance. Let me give you a hint. It's not about a number of deaths, all right?
How many bottles does the average woman have in the bathroom?
How much is the super casino licences worth?
Sort
How much
of,
will
yes.
it cost to build the super casino?
That's probably closer to it. The question I was looking for is how much will now be invested in developing the site of Britain's first super casino. Wow. This is the news that the city of Manchester, the 16-to-1 outsider, won the race to become the site of the country's first Las Vegas-style super casino. £265 million will be spent in a rundown area of the city.
In Manchester, there's going to be an additional element of gambling as you try and walk home with your winnings.
It'd just be great to hear, you know, all the new people dealing. How great would that be? Hit me, dealer.
You're making Manchester sound as if it's some sort of urban wasteland.
It is an urban wasteland.
It's not an urban wasteland.
It's a horrible place.
No, Manchester's lovely.
It's not. I was held up at knife point by 2 really weak junkies who couldn't even hold on to me.
And to be fair, this is coming from a man from Glasgow.
Do you know the other bit of the gambling? The other bit of the gambling law that's seen this super casino, though, is that they're now getting rid of fruit machines, and this is a tragedy, in fast food outlets, late-night fast food outlets. So kebab shops, that's the closest they ever got to fruit in a kebab shop. What's going to happen?
Well, the bizarre thing, on the fruit thing or whatever, apparently there was statistics revealed last week that the average British family every week spends £3.60 on gambling versus £2.80 on fruit. And the really cruel thing is that when 3 cherries appear on the machine, they're not going to recognise them. They're not going to... 3 purples! I got 3 purples! I get money for purple!
3 hemorrhoids!
There's also an opportunity, though, because I reckon the middle class don't gamble, and there's an opportunity to get middle class. If you had, like, you know, oh, God, look, I've got 3 kumquats. I've got a kumquat, an ugly fruit, and some rocket. What does that mean? It'd be perfect.
It's
Middle-class fruit machines.
The way they've demonised the working class this week, all the papers, like, oh, poor working class, they won't be able to stop themselves from gambling, they'll be selling their children. You know, it's just that they won't be able to stop it. And everyone's sort of really scared about the kids, that they're becoming like these weird little addicts. But the thing is, I was looking into it, and they've got those little ballrooms that you remember you used to have when you went shopping. So the kids are going to have a fantastic time. Some of the happiest moments of my childhood being slung into one of them. Do you know what I mean? The little ballroom.
I thought you meant like a ballroom. You as a tiny child on the feast of something. This is the happiest time of my childhood.
Be trained now in case you grow up to be a washed-up celebrity.
One thing we know for sure is that people in Blackpool will be hanging themselves today, whether or not they've heard about the super casino.
Hey, don't you clap that right there. Telling you now, right? It's
not a good idea to
oxygen
maybe
him.
start
It's
off.
like oxygen to the flame, ladies and gentlemen. If you keep doing that, I'll throw a few more briquettes on it. Right, one at a time, all right? More professional hosts would do this in a sweeter way, but you fucking calm the fuck down the lot here, right? We have plenty of time. Ed Bird, what did you want to say? At least wait till I'd finish speaking. Otherwise, it doesn't...
Ed Bird, what did you want to say?
Yeah.
Is it?
It doesn't go... Ed, what did you want to say?
Doesn't matter.
Ed, no, shut up.
This is great. I'm loving this. You go. No, you shut up. No, you go.
Class of children today. I don't know what's up with you all.
I've written the word boobless on my calculator.
Ed, I apologise. What did you want to say?
It's really not worth it now.
Fine. We shall move on. In this round, one of them takes on the role of a person in the news addressing the media, while the other translates what they really mean. Frankie, you are Osama bin Laden, making his latest address to the world. Hugh, you'll tell us what he really means.
Infidels!
Hi.
Try as hard as you like. I am somewhere that you will never find me.
I died 5 years ago.
Terror is the only way for Al-Qaeda to spread our message.
We tried T-shirts, but the overheads were monstrous.
There seems to be no end to the indignities that the West piles upon us.
I've been offered the lead in Chicago.
I need you to listen to our message now.
Although, if you download the podcast, you'll get a special bonus interview with Vernon Kerr.
Here in the Tora Bora Mountains, we have managed to adapt and enjoy life.
Every evening we play Stars in Their Eyes. Last night I was Cat Stevens. I rocked.
I'm looking forward to this year's Oscars.
I had the original idea for United 93.
Frankie and Hugh, ladies and gentlemen. What are politicians clamouring to condemn this week?
Oh, it's Saddam's death.
It is the hanging of Saddam,
They couldn't have made it more undignified. They couldn't have made it more undignified if they'd hung him from a swing ball. Here's Saddam. Oh, yes!
But there was some good news, wasn't there? Because the actual charges against him for his second court case, they've been dropped.
They've been dropped.
So that was good of them. Yeah. They were thinking of charging him for those as well. Double death, maybe, but no.
At worst, a mixed week for Saddam Hussein.
I'll tell you, 2007's not gone well for him so far.
How many of you actually watch this on YouTube? Just genuinely?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
It was amazing.
It was horrendous. It was disgusting. I only gave it 2 stars.
It's true.
It was actually John Prescott was the person who came out and was the person to condemn it. But that's pretty bad if the only sort of moral conscience in your nation is a man who has done things to his body that has turned his internal organs into patty. A man who couldn't wear a tie and a belt on the same day or he'd turn into sausages. He's the moral heart of our country.
Well, what's really interesting about it, everyone was really upset about Blair going on holiday with the Bee Gees, but this week there's actually a law going through that gives the major oil companies in the world 75% of the profits in Iraq for the next 30 years. And you kind of go, well, that's the thing to get angry about. That's sort of proof that the war was illegal, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's not desperately
Sort
funny,
of, in another way, it's also the proof that the war was kind of worth it. At least we got something out of it. Thousands of soldiers just to murder some beardy guy. Now, oil, that's worth a lot of money, I've heard.
Let's see him say that in front of a load of Guardian readers. Kill him! Throw organic beans at him! I'm too weak. I'm too weak. I reckon it would have been good just to have put him in the Big Brother house. Imagine that. I don't know if you've seen it. It's been rubbish, this series. I've got day 3. Jermaine as Saddam and moonwalking towards a diary room.
What would he would have come in through a trapdoor in the ceiling?
It would have been worth it just for the surprise on his face.
Yeah.
Hang on. man. What's Jay's mother doing here?
I am in hell.
OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is sport. Who wants to come in that? Andy Parsons.
I should, of course, tell you I have had a couple of lessons at the David Lloyd Tennis Centre recently. I'm now Britain's number 6. One of the few sports we were world class at, fox hunting, we went and banned. Not that you could call it much of a sport, could you? I never saw the fox winning. House of Commons described fox hunting as an inefficient form of pest control. Now, that probably didn't come as a surprise to you. If you've got a mouse in your house, put down a bit of poison, don't you? You don't get dressed up in your Sunday best, get pissed off your tits and start chasing after it with a pack of cats.
Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. OK, let's spin the wheel again. Who's going to win the race? The next topic is Scotland. Frankie.
Scotland is officially the most obese nation in Europe. You'd have to wonder what we'd be like if it wasn't for all the heroin. They were talking about making the next Bond Scottish. I was glad they didn't, you know, because Bond was always travelling to all these different countries. If he was Scottish, he'd never get out the duty-free. Come on, Bond, we've only got 18 hours to save the world. It's all very well, Q. Have you seen the price of these little bottles of Stella? Always drinking, Bond, never actually gets drunk. It would have been good to see it just once. Try to phone Q in his ring. I fucking love you, man!
Funny boy. Let's see what Fred has been left with. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is etiquette.
Which... I think there's been a deterioration in etiquette, there's been a deterioration in manners, and there's been a deterioration in language. And as a Scot, you know, we're often accused of using the F word too much. And, you know, that could be true. I think, though, it suits the pattern of our voice. It suits the rhythm of our speech. It actually fits in quite nicely. But I think I have found the epitome of the overuse of the F word. It happened at a St Johnstone versus Partick Thistle football match, and the detail is vital in padding out the routine. It was in McDermott Stadium, a stadium that can hold 10,000 people, they've been told. And 5 minutes into the second half, something happened on the pitch that the man 5 rows in front of me was not at all happy about, and he stood up and he pointed at the pitch and he shouted, "Fucking! Boo!" Because, you know, sometimes boo just isn't enough.
On the travel front, what caused this particular disaster in New Zealand?
Was it elves?
It wasn't elves, nor was it a wrathful giant.
Sneezing?
It wasn't.
It's a derailed lorry.
It's a milk tanker. Ploughed through 2 buildings, the first 2 buildings there. And why did it crash?
Was it looking for a cow?
It wasn't. That's not the way they work. They don't. The milk tankers don't track cows across fields.
Had some guy just poured himself out cornflakes, realised he didn't have any milk, and was possessed of incredible telepathic powers.
What was that?
Like Magneto, but for milk. You could lure milk towards him.
We need an action replay of it. It was a lovely moment. I think you've...
I just remembered something.
But show them what you did. It was fantastic. You went... And then went like that and you all were talking.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Well, I do that kind of thing the whole time. That's entirely me.
Do it again. Right.
I'm very much...
It's quite cool, but this better be good.
My self-image is not the sort of person who does that, and I'm very glad. I'm glad that I'm doing it in an involuntary way rather than affecting to do it.
Yes.
At the end of it, just go Shazam.
You don't think that's taking it too far?
I think you can do it.
Next time.
Here we go.
No, I'd remembered why he crashed.
Why did he crash?
Because...
Why did they crash the truck?
Start again.
The guy, the milk guy, choked on a lolly.
He did choke on a log. Yeah.
And he reckons...
And the people inside the house choked on a lorry.
What I love about this photo is, like, 30 seconds before that happened, there were 3 houses and a bloke in a caravan who was feeling a bit shit because everybody else had a house. Now the bloke in the caravan's going, yes!
I've got a caravan and a lifetime supply of milk. He choked on a boiled sweet, which in that part of the world they call sweets lollies.
Crazy, funny.
Oh, that's nowhere near as funny as a boiled.
There was nobody in the first house. There was nobody in the second house. But in the third house, there was a man who was sitting. He was sitting in his chair, and do you know why he was there? No. He had a broken foot. So he was recuperating from a broken foot, came to the wall of his house, and he said to himself, he had a moment where he went, I'm not going to be able to get away from this, I've got a broken foot. And the truck slammed into him, broke his other leg.
What could have been worse would have been if he was also lactose intolerant.
We now play a round called Royal Commentary. We'll play in a recent piece of footage featuring the royal family and ask Hugh to provide a commentary. This week, the Queen visits a bus depot.
Oh, and here she comes, Her Majesty the Queen. She always likes to arrive as unobtrusively as possible. 10 points if you can run over the man in the suit, she's saying, but no, well, security is high. Every bus in Britain has been cancelled, and now she's meeting the conductor. He seems to be carrying a sword. That's not normal. Perhaps his route goes through Peckham. Well, one of the rules of a royal meeting is that somebody in the greeting party has to be dressed as a character from Trumpton, and there he is, shaking the hand of the Prince of Wales. The Queen now off for a walk. This is rather unusual. She normally likes to rollerblade. But now she's boarding the bus. Thank God for that, says the driver. I've been waiting here for over 4 hours. Do you go to Buckingham Palace, says the Queen. No, we don't go to Buckingham Palace. Well, do you go anywhere near Buckingham Palace? No, I'm afraid we don't go anywhere near Buckingham Palace. You really should have looked at the front of the bus. We go to Peckham, you silly old fool. Is Peckham anywhere near Buckingham Palace? No, it isn't. I think you'd probably just better get off the bus. You need the 268. Oh, here's Prince Philip, having a laugh and a joke. I think some pigeon doo-doo on your shoulder. He's checking this man, looking at his credentials. Are you sure you're legal? You look a bit dusky. And now the presentation of the bouquet. Yes, of course, this is traditional. A small child presents with the bouquet. The child, in this instance, not very happy about that. No, he was absolutely assured that he would be meeting Madonna, and she would whisk him away to a life of pleasure and luxury. How disappointing to be left with Saxe-Coburg. Now, they're off back to the palace for an afternoon of corgi baiting. Oh, interesting. Down there, bottom right-hand corner, Greater London Atlas. Little known fact, the Queen is currently doing the knowledge.
Well done, you. Actually, the greatest problem that doctors at GPs face, apparently, is that people go to the doctor with one problem and then do a, while I'm here. Yeah. 3 months ago, my leg did a kind of a thing. And I'm going, oh, come on. I'm not giving you an MOT, for Christ's sake. Come here with it.
My mum did that to me when I was 15. It was horrible. I had really bad acne, and I went to the doctors with my mum.
It's cleared up beautifully, by the way.
Thank you very much, right? Thanks, lovely. Oh. That on your hand, soft.
Are you going to get
Could we please get...
We're going to be getting an advert for Clearasil in a minute, is this it?
No, but I was sort of sat there, I'm quite embarrassed, and she said, oh, yeah, about acne. And then my mum went, while we're here, one of his nipples is bigger than the other. And he sat there going... And so you go, take your top off, so I was just stood there kind of going, oh, it is big.
Now, is it markedly...
No,
we're not markedly bigger than the other?
Well, it's fine now.
Yeah, are you sure? Is it not?
Show.
It should be noted, by the way, sorry, if you...
That one, see? Slightly bigger than that one. The pot might be bigger. They're two different planets.
Everything I've heard about the West Country is true.
It was properly horrible. There was other stuff I'm not going to mention on TV, but she listed off a whole CV of my problems because I used to want, because I had really bad spots, so I went through a weird stage of like doing some of my hair when I went to bed like that. I used to put pants on my head because I thought keeping the hair away from my greasy head would protect me. And she told the doctor that as well. So and now you've told the whole country.
How lovely would it be in the West Country?
If there's a 15-year-old kid now, just.
No, there's a 15-year-old kid going, but look at how beautiful his skin is now. I'm going to carry on with this particular.
I got hair only on one side of my chest.
Hey, my brother.
For about 2 years. When I was 14, I got hair here and none here. At all.
Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means?
It means...
You're a freak.
In this round, one of them takes on the role of a person in the news addressing the media, while the other translates what they really mean. Frankie, you are former UN Secretary-General Kofi Annan making his farewell New Year speech as he hands over to his successor. Hugh, you will tell us what he really means. Will I do that again? Shall I do it again? Yeah. Without burping midway through the whole thing.
Do you reckon the Queen of England has ever pulled her bed covers up so that just her head is showing and just gone, Philip, look at me, I'm a stamp?
Bath time arse disaster?
Yes.
Again, another video.
I have to say, the answer I was looking for was by Master.
I got that paper.
Yeah, it was good, actually.
It was a good paper.
They just went in a different angle with the whole thing.
Yeah, it springs to mind. The one I really wouldn't have is Botox. I can't see the point of that. And it also scares me because if you get paralysed, your face gets paralysed, and if it gets paralysed at the wrong moment, if you go, so I'm not meant to smile.
If, for example, the wind should change. All the statistics of this week were that all types of cosmetic surgery went up except for one. It actually is difficult to do the show while your face is stuck like that. Is there any chance you could now stop miming Botox? That'd be great.
Hugh has to be careful because this week I discovered, I don't know if you know what slash fiction is, but it's basically gay fiction on the internet where they have people like, you know, Captain Kirk and Spock shagging each other. And there's one of me and Hugh. I don't know why you're doing that, Hugh, because you're the receiver.
I'm just trying to make it easier for you.
And the most offensive part of it is when they describe my pubes as being ginger.
Look at that. Just sorted it out.
You just pulled the fucking cable out. I could have done that. You're supposed to have a flu buddy that you got to pair up with somebody and they'll deliver the injection to you if needs be.
Exactly, but if it was my mates, they'd just pop a bit of Viagra in or something like that. Yeah, you're going to die. Have some donuts. Have some fun. Fling it on yourself. See how many you can get.
Donuts with Viagra? What the hell are you doing?
So I'll be there, I'm nearly dying, and I'm flinging them gently on.
Ring donuts, not jam donuts.
Yeah, I'm not a
But where's he putting them?
Please! Doing like that.
God. It's how
Because I'm nearly dead, Frankie! Can I not have some fun?
Find a woman, leave the pastries alone!
I'm going to have to walk past the Greggs now. How horrific would that be? People, there he is, animal. Just looking for that. I'll just have to wander in. Gingerbread man, please. Just turn him around. Lovely.
I'm getting a road note on my ear going, could we not say that Bernard Matthews takes an enormous amount of glee in the culling of... You know, various things that...
He doesn't take glee in it, he sits on a throne of turkey skulls.
The next topic is unlikely lines to find... Could I please say the damn topic first? Back to your starting positions, thank you very much. Only on the last part of the final word. Unlikely lines to find in the Bible.
And Paul was on his road to Damascus when he got hit by a helicopter gunship.
An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. This is the weirdest car boot sale I've ever been to.
Anyway, I'm rambling on.
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
And God said, "Let there be light." Sponsored by Power Jam.
A man who lies with another man should be stoned. It helps, that's all I'm saying.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
And God said, right, that's the 14 commandments. Now, will you remember all those?
That's very good.
Table for 12, Jesus. I can do 2 6s at 8:30.
And on the 8th day, God created a magic talking leopard and forgot all about us.
And Mary said God had given her a child, so Joseph went and joined Fathers for Justice.
It rained for 40 days and 40 nights, although Thames Water still had a hosepipe ban.
St. Paul's third epistle to the Corinthians. Dear Corinthians, I've written to you twice now. No reply. I don't know how you do things in Corinth, but where I'm from, that's a bit rude.
OK, the next topic is what a TV chef would never say.
Sucked and stuffed, all that remains is to kill it.
Welcome to One Fact.
And here, what you want to do is put a little bit of the brown mixture in the tin and then sprinkle a little bit of hash on the top of it.
Well, these Korean meatballs really are the dog's bollocks.
If you're wondering how to get the perfect skin on your parsnips, then you're mental.
Hello, I'm Delia Smith, and today we're going to cook a panda.
Am I invisible in this fucking jacket?
I think you...
So, I've marinated it for half an hour, seared it for 15 seconds, and now I'm drizzling it on my buttocks.
You just need 2 things to make this dish. What you need is a takeaway menu and a phone.
Tonight on Russian Cookery, cyanide, polonium, and a crab stuffed with explosives.
It's not going to be worth it now, is it?